Hi everyone, well week 2 is done. It was another huge week. Before I put this video up, I would just like to say that me coming to Cyprus for treatment has been decided in conjunction with my GP, my cardiologist and other specialists, the rest of my medical team that I see in Australia. And I haven't stopped any of my Australian medication when I arrived here. I'm still taking everything I've been prescribed in Australia. This treatment is in addition to what I'm already having in Australia. And the treatment is run by a trained medical professional in Cyprus. He's an MD. I'm patient number 35,000, so he's been doing this for a very long time. This treatment is widely recognized in Cyprus. It's offered in numerous clinics, and the results that he's got have been very widely recognized as well. So, as I said, another huge week, and this is how it went. Start of a new week and first day is done. I started the day off with UFO followed by water balance. Then I have my first session of something called Icon, and it's a lymphatic drainage procedure. It's done with a huge machine and they basically run it over your entire body. It takes about 40 minutes and probably the most painful procedure I've had done at the clinic. It's not something I'm going to be looking forward to every time I have it done, that's for sure. But it basically removes all the toxins and all the bad stuff out of your lymphatic system. Part of this treatment is targeting absolutely every part of my body and not leaving anything untouched. So it's really important because apparently a lot of the bacteria does live in that lymphatic system. So we get it as cleaned out as we possibly can. I think I've got about 12 sessions of this scheduled in over the next few weeks. Another doctor did that procedure, a new doctor to who I've seen before. She was lovely. After that procedure was done, I went down and had a 10-pass session. For those who have asked why 10-pass, it's because the blood is removed, infused with ozone and filtered and put back into your body 10 different times. And I did take some footage with the machine today, so you'll be able to see a little bit of what that looks like. We got a really good vein today, which was fantastic because it meant the 10-pass went really quick. And then I had my 3 IVs for the day and then was done. Another public holiday here tomorrow. They seem to have lots of public holidays. So I have another rest day, which I really need. I'm absolutely exhausted, struggled to get out of bed this morning. I'm still herxing, so still having a really rough time with that. So going to rest up tomorrow because the rest of the week I have so many procedures scheduled in. Another big day today. Started off with an UFO session, followed by some time in the infrared sauna, and then went down to 10-pass. I'm still amazed at the amount of toxins that they're getting in the container coming out of my blood. They're still changing the container halfway through because the filter keeps getting blocked. Then I had my 3 IVs and I have my IV laser where they zap the bugs and toxins that are running through my bloodstream with the laser that is put into my cannula. So really, really tired again today. Definitely still herxing. I had a follow-up appointment with the doctor and my patient liaison just before coming out the clinic this afternoon. They've assured me that that's perfectly normal. I am likely to get sicker before I get better. And that's what I expected prior to coming in. We're finally killing off some of the bugs. So that's a good thing. So going to rest the rest of this afternoon, ready for the rest of the week. bit more of a relaxing day today, which was good. On Thursdays in Cyprus, all the medical facilities close at 1 o'clock. So I only have a half day on a Thursday. Today I started off with my 3 IVs, and we started using the smaller needles for the regular IVs. It means that the IV drips a lot slower, but that we're preserving the veins for the big needles to come for the 10-pass sessions. I also had my first session of autohemotherapy, which is where they remove blood out of your veins into a syringe, infuse it with ozone, and then inject it back into your muscles so that we're targeting muscles as well as the blood flow through my body. Then I had water balance and finished off the day in the best way because I had a massage where they used joint cream and heat cream to massage into all those parts of my body that need it. So this afternoon I'm on bed rest. I'm also on colonic prep, which means that I have a special diet for the next 24 hours and just resting up for tomorrow because tomorrow's probably the biggest day I've had since I have started treatment. Today was an absolutely massive day. It's the biggest day of treatment I've had since I got here. I started off with an Icon session, which is the lymphatic drainage massage. They went a bit gentler today because after Monday session, my legs just turned black and blue from bruising. So went a bit more gentle on that today. Then I had colon hydrotherapy, followed by UFO, infrared sauna, then went down to 10-pass. Some issues with my veins again today, but the nurses are absolutely phenomenal. Even though we have problems, they still managed to get a vein and did it in a place where I didn't even know there were veins. It was on a spot of my arm no one's ever gone in before and hit it first go when they did. So the nurses are just brilliant at doing what they do. Then I had my 3 rounds of IVs after that. So massive day. I am absolutely exhausted now. Even all the nurses commented on what a full-on day it was. So on bed rest till tomorrow morning. I'm ordering in food tonight because I just don't have the energy to barely even stand up, let alone cook anything. The good thing about Cyprus is that the food delivery service is next level. At my house in Australia, I think you've got about 20 options of what you can get, and they're all fast food. Here, I've got a choice of 1,222 options where I am, and most of them are home cooked food. So it makes life easy after a day of treatment. Much easier day of treatment today, which was great. All I had this morning was 3 IVs, ozone on my legs, and then UFO. So much more relaxing day. A few people have asked about the issues with my veins. So there's a few problems with them. Firstly, I've had so many surgeries and IVs back in Perth that the veins themselves are weak. They're almost like paper, which makes them hard to get the needle in. Secondly, the veins are not all made for the big needles. So they're okay for some of the IVs, but a lot of my veins are no good when we come to put the 10-pass needle in because it's so big. We've also realized that some of my bigger veins are curved, and that presents an issue when you're trying to put a straight, long, big needle into a curved vein. So it limits where they can actually put those big needles. Luckily, the nurses are fantastic. They've managed to find veins in places that I would never have imagined putting needles on my arm. And it's not a stressful thing when they don't hit a vein. They're very calming. One of the nurses yesterday, I'd had a really big day. It was the last thing on my day was doing the 10-pass, and she could see I was tired. She actually sat for an hour and massaged the skin around where the cannula was so we could try and get the blood flowing at a freer rate and make the process go quicker. So nurses are just phenomenal here, which I'm enjoying getting to know them even under the circumstances. Still feeling really rough today. I'm in a lot of pain, particularly on my legs, which have bruised a lot from doing some of the lymphatic drainage we've been doing. And very, very tired. Quite a few other symptoms as well. Definitely still herxing. But it's all just part of the process. Still feel like I've made the right decision. I've met lots of people at the clinic with Lyme disease and other illnesses who have told me their success stories, and it just makes me want to keep going with treatment so we can see what results we can achieve. So nothing tomorrow. Clinic is shut. It's Sunday, so looking forward to a rest day before we go again next week.